We can all agree that stacking precious metals is an effective way to preserve your wealth. If you are a stacker of precious metals, long-term and specifically for the past few years, the increases in the spot prices for gold and silver have significantly increased the value of your stack. Some say the best thing about the recent price increases is the $3,000 gold, while others say the best thing about the price increases is the $34 silver. Which is better for your stack? Let's begin.
You know, a lot of people think Billy and I argue all the time. Actually, we agree on just about everything, right, Bill?
Yeah, you betcha, George.
We even drink the same beer.
Light beer from Miller. Light's got a third less calories than the regular beer, and it's less filling.
And the best thing is it tastes so great.
No, George, the best thing is less filling.
No, Bill, it tastes great.
Less filling, George.
Billy, it tastes great.
Less filling, George.
Billy?
Yeah, George.
You're fired.
Oh, not again.
Light beer from Miller. Everything you always wanted in a beer, and less.
With the recent price movements, which price milestone is better and more exciting for your existing and growing stack? The $3,000 gold or the $34 silver? Tastes great, less filling. In this video, we will discuss why silver at $34 is better than gold at $3,000. $3,000 gold shows gold is doing great, but does that mean silver is doing badly? Or just not as great? Have you ever heard of a late bloomer? What has gold done? All-time highs after all-time highs. Looking at the closing prices on December 31st of the past 5 or 6 years, gold has gone from closing around $1,800 to increasing to $2,000, $2,600, and now practically $3,000. How has gold increased? Looking at the gold openings each year on January 1st to closing on December 31st on an annual basis, gold as a percentage for that year had a big year in 2020, up 25%, then a couple of flat years, and 3 great years in a row, up 13%, 27% up, and 14% up for a partial year. Now this is where it gets interesting. If you use January 1st, 2020 as a starting line, and you looked at the cumulative growth at December 2020, or cumulative at the end of 2021, or right up until today, you will see gold up 25%, then it fades to a cumulative up 20%, but then in the past few years, cumulatively, it is up 36%, then 73%, and now up 96% from January 1st, 2020 to now. But what has silver done? So starting in January 2020, for the ends of 2020, 21, and 22, cumulatively, silver was up more than gold. But for 2023, 24, and so far in 2025, gold has caught up, and cumulatively from January 1st, 2020 till now, gold is now the leader. So if gold is setting all-time high after all-time high and leading silver presently, you may think you should give up on silver, but I'm not giving up on either metal. I find it exciting because $34 silver is $34 silver. So why do I think that $34 silver is better than $3,000 gold? Welcome to Silver Heist. Thank you to our returning subscribers and guests. If you like silver, gold, or a coin with a good story, please give this video a thumbs up and subscribe. My good friend Salivate Metal and I were working on a collaboration idea and were texting back and forth trying to pick the best titles, and he said, "Second one seems better. What do you think? Why gold at $3,000 is better than silver at $34? To which I replied, I totally disagree. Why silver at $34 is better than gold at $3,000? Tastes great, less filling. Then the collaboration was born. It's two sides of the same coin. More on this later. From January 1st, 2020 until today, gold is leading silver 96% to 87% up. If gold was only up just like silver from then until now, gold would be up to $2,845. I think I'd be happy with gold at $2,845, but I certainly like $3,000 too. If silver was up just like gold from January 2020 until now, silver would be sitting at $35.44. I don't think either of those numbers is out of the range of possibilities. So since silver is only at $34, the $35.44 pace doesn't seem like that far a stretch. If gold and silver are both precious metals and gold is a monetary metal, then silver is a monetary metal with a twist. It's an industrial metal. So silver has shown itself to be more volatile than gold, but they're both responding to the dollar's purchasing power going down by their spot prices going up. This is where it gets interesting. Let's look at some gold to silver ratio since 2020. Presently, with gold at $2,986 and silver at $33.78, the gold to silver ratio is 88. What if the story was worse for silver? What if the gold to silver ratio was 100, 110, or even 120 like it was in the early days of 2020? Instead of $34, silver would be more like 29. 27, or even below 25. So in that case, $34 silver is a success. Looking at the snapshots from the end of the year 2020, 21, and 22, when silver ultimately was leading gold, it had lower gold to silver ratios averaging about 75. And comparing the snapshots from the end of 23, 2024, and right now in 2025, the gold to silver ratios are averaging about 89. I believe the gold to silver ratios are good to use as a tool to test, is today's price normal? Today's 88 ratio is within the range, but is it typical? I'd say 88's a little high. If other numbers are also in that range and maybe more typical, then that gives a solid outlook for a reasonable expectation for silver. So with silver near $34, with today's higher gold to silver ratio of 88, what would the silver price be with a different silver to gold ratio, even if gold stayed the same? A ratio of 85 or 80 would give you $35 or $37 silver. A ratio of 75 and a stretch ratio of 70 would get you $39 silver and $42 silver. And a big stretch for silver with a ratio of 60 would get you $49 silver, all with $3,000 gold. But what does $3,300 gold or $3,500 gold get you with similar ratios? At $3,300 gold, silver ranges from $37 to $55. And with $3,500 gold, silver ranges from $39 to $58. So I don't use the gold to silver ratio as a trade from one metal to the other and back again. And I don't use the gold to silver ratios to say I'm only buying gold now at this ratio, or I'm only buying silver at that ratio. I know some people do that, but that's not for me. But what the ratio does give me is confidence that if I'm adding both metals to the stack and one metal is lagging the other, it shows the potential of the other metal to catch up when the ratio gets from not very typical to typical. And then even more potential if the ratio ever gets to the stretch or overperformance levels. Why silver at $34 is better than gold at $3,000? For me, it comes down to two things. While gold has done extraordinary things by getting the $3,000 spot price, $34 is more than a respectable performance. That $34 silver is a confirmation. But looking at the gold to silver ratios of the past, even typical gold to silver ratios, shows that at $34, silver has potential. So $34 silver to me shows confirmation and potential at the same time. If you want to know why my good friend Salivate Metal thinks why gold at $3,000 is better than silver at $34, you're going to want to watch this video next.